What's going on, suckers? It's part 2 of life in the fast lane. Let me tell you what, I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm scared. Ooh, I found a rock. So, woo! Alright guys, here is your basic fast lift pump setup here. We've got your pump right here, you have your filters, you have your hose. I had to order extra hose because I'm running and deleting completely all my fuel lines from my truck. You got your bag of hardware, and you've got your hose attached fittings and some plumber's tape. I have previously installed this back bracket on the side. Goes on just like this. You see those bolts there. And I've also installed the return and the sending fuel things. Alright, suckers, as you can see, I've got this fully installed here. We've got our bolts through that bracket that I installed up here, which is nice. And then I said this is the return earlier. This is actually the supply. This little guy here is the return, and this is what goes to the motor forward. So here it sits, and we'll put the filters on, and you'll see a little bit of filter bowl hanging down. It's a look kind of cool, but you can adjust the height. You have all of this space to go through. If I went any higher, I kept hitting my filler neck, so I just put it about here. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, but yeah, this is the fast system installed into the truck. That's really sturdy. Very cool. Guys, so we installed our filters, and the filters are kind of cool on this because if you look, well, maybe, ow, I installed them too much, hold on. Spinning around on the streets. All right, cool. If you look right here, it shows you which filter goes where. So this one goes on the back side. Obviously, the other filter goes on the front side. Very cool system. Pretty easy. If you can understand pictures, you'll be able to get this installed. I've also started installing my return line. So we have it put on our sump pump, and we're running it right now to see how long I should make it to get to this return over here. And a fun fact, when working with fuel line and you know you're going to need like almost all of it to get the job done, measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. In fact, measure 3 times. Measure 4 times. You know, you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly, because if you cut too short, well, you're going to be disappointed and in trouble. I highly recommend getting a pair of hose cutters, because the more flush the cut is, the better the seal is going to be. This way, if you use like dikes or a certain type of wire cutters, or just like a knife, you run the risk of making it cut at an angle, and the seal could be bad. So get a pair of these, they're super cheap. Okay, so remember when I replaced my fuel filter under the hood of the truck? Ooh. Yeah, this guy right there, right here, this guy. Yeah, that guy. No, shut up. There it is. This guy right there. Remember this guy? What if I told you that they make a delete kit for that manifold? And I purchased it. So in the essence of completely deleting all of the fuel system, no, we're getting rid of all of my stock fuel system. Like, lines are going to go. It's all going to be brand spanking new. So let's do that now. All right, so here we have ourselves our fuel filter bypass from Black Market Performance, and this is one of their in-house products to get rid of your fuel filter under the hood of the truck, as you guys know that I have. So the cool thing is it comes with a new pickup, and or the electronic pickup here, and you install it right here in this side as such, and then it comes with new hardware to install your new fittings. And basically you're just going to run your supply line into one of these, that gets mounted on the back side of this, right here, on this elbow, and then the supply line goes in, and when the supply line goes in, then you'll feed another one to the outside, and that's going to go into the CP3 that's installed in the engine. Pretty neat little setup. I'm going to try to get it installed now, and you guys are going to come along for the journey. So, cool. Alright, so here it is, fully assembled, and this is going to get mounted where my old fuel filter rests inside the engine bay. Okay, dilemma. So there's two lines coming from the pump. I don't know if there's fuel lines being routed up through the motor and then where the pump sits going into the manifold, or here, I'll just show you. Okay, you see both our lines here, right? You got one, you got two, and they're both tracing, and then they go, there's one line, and here's the other. And they're both going in. Oh, okay, no. This line's gonna get cut and capped. And this line is my, supplies right here. Okay, so it's coming from the bottom of the truck going in. And then this is your going into your pump. Okay. We are good to go. You know, I like hose clamps. The ones that you can tighten with like a screwdriver or some type of bit or a socket. But the ones that you have to pinch, they're just the worst. Ugh. You hate to see it. Alright, suckers. It's a new day. It's time to get after it. I think I'm gonna start by attaching our fitting to the end of this line and running this up to the cab to see how much more hose I need, if I need more hose. I have another 10 feet, but I have a feeling I may be short. Now that we've got everything kind of installed, we're just gonna route our new fuel lines coming from the lift pump all the way to the tank, because I don't trust the fuel lines that are on this. They're old, it's an East Coast truck, and they got rust all over them. That could be where my vacuum leak's coming from. I mean, we're gonna find out.
Is that the...
Yeah, that's the lift pump.
That's what you installed?
Yeah. Yep. There she be. That'll be the one. Wouldn't you know it, we got all our lines routed. So we're coming up to the bottom here. Now I gotta find a way to not let this hit the exhaust, because that would be a problem. So I'm gonna find a way to route it and then eventually get the distance. So I'll find where I'm gonna route it there, and then I'll put my line, I'll cut my line and put my fitting in, and we'll get it tightened up. But that's where we're at. Okay, lift pump. As for plumbing and the motor itself, it's fully installed. Bypass, fully installed. Check it out. There's our bypass right there. As you can see, we've got our wires hooked up, got our lines, and we're routed into the CP3. I also, where the original lift pump or the sump pump would go, or the sending from the tank, I've capped that off. It's a mess. It's gonna be some shit if I got those backwards. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. All right, now check this out. Got both our lines hooked up from the sump, running up, right here, and then boom, all our lines are installed. Oh well, I think I still gotta tighten this one down some, but yeah, that's probably an important one. Let me go tighten that down. Ow. Well, that's gonna do it, suckers. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Tune in next time to find out how we install the wire harness and finish off the rest of the Fass system lift pump. Also, see me make a pretty dumb mistake, but here we are. Like, subscribe, keep coming back. Hit up RobbieSucksStore.com if you want to support the channel. I love you guys. See you next time. What's going on, suckers? Welcome back to Robbie Sucks. My shirt looks gross.